It's Brother Nakamaya. I'm going to start off by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. The title of this video is Keep the Covenant. Right, we got to return to the Most High God as Israelites and start keeping these commandments and being sincere and truth and honesty. All right, let me get this precept in 2nd Chronicles. This is the book of 2nd Chronicles, chapter 15 and verse 3. It says, "For a long season, Israel have been without the true God." Right? For a long season. We've been forever without the true God. You can see the state of our people. All our people do is hate each other, want to fight each other, want to kill each other, follow after other gods, follow into different religions, and not keep the commandments of the Most High. We've been without God, and you can see the effect that it's had on our people. Look at the state of our people. What can you name good about our people as a whole? You got some people that are trying to build things, trying to start farms, things like that, trying to start schools. But what good has it really truly done us? And it's up to people in the truth to start spreading that word, spreading the gospel, teaching our people, teaching our brothers and our sisters what we're supposed to do. Let me get that in the book of Luke real quick. It's the book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 31. And the Lord says, "Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren." That should be your main goal. Strengthen your people. Strengthen your brethren. You don't want to hang them out to dry. Just leave them out saying they got to get it on their own. Make them pay for a breakdown. Not teach them correctly. Only, show respect to persons. You only want to teach certain people. You don't want to teach everybody because you don't want to be annoyed by them or whatever the cause may be. We have to strengthen our people. That's the reason we're out here. That's the reason you know the truth, is to wake other people up. Right? So you can magnify the Most High, as it says in Matthew the 5th chapter, that we may, let me just get it real quick so I don't butcher it. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 16. "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." That's what we're out here to do, to glorify the Most High and to show forth his works through us by the studying and knowledge we have. Right? When people see that, they should glorify the Most High, that he put the spirit on people who may have not went to seminary school or became a top theologian. He may not they may not have been to these schools and things, but they have the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High to teach our people. And shalom to the people on the chat. Right, so let me go back to 2nd Chronicles 15 verse 3. It says, "For a long season Israel have been without the true God, and without the teaching priests, and without law." And why is that? Right, we got to start taking accountability. We broke the covenant. That's what we did. We did it. It's not like the Most High didn't hold up his end. He gave Solomon a peaceful kingdom. Let me get that in 1 Kings real quick. Chapter 4. It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 4 and verse 20. It says, "Judah and Israel were many as the sand which is by the sea in a multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. And Solomon reigned over all kingdoms, from the river unto the land of the Philistines and unto the border of Egypt. They brought presents and served Solomon all the days of his life. And Solomon's provisions for one day was 30 measures of fine flour and 80 measures of meal." All right, I'm going to jump down to the point. Verse 24. It says, "For he had dominion over all the region of this side, the river, from Tifsa even to Azza, over all the kingdoms on the side of the river, and he had peace on all sides round about him." So after Solomon inherited David's kingdom. David was so righteous that the Most High gave Solomon a peaceful kingdom for 40 years. Right? So keeping these commandments, being righteous, showing love. David showed love. He showed mercy. He had the situation where he fell, but we all do. But he showed love. He showed mercy. He didn't stretch forth his hands to the Lord's anointed, even though Saul was trying to kill him. And David, he always trusted in the Most High. That's what our people need to do. And we have to take care of our people. David fought for his people. He wasn't just sleep all day. He was a warrior. But let me go back to I'm gonna read 2 Chronicles 15:3 one more time. It says, now for a long season, Israel had been without the true God, and without a teaching priest, and without law. Right? Like I said, we broke the covenant. We didn't keep the commandments. We went into idolatry. We served other gods. Let me get that in Romans, the 1st chapter. It's the book of Romans, chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 28. It says, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. Right? He's about to list the things that aren't convenient, that our people fell from, that how we broke the covenant, how we are at this estate where we don't have God. Right? We're in a lower state. It's bad. Everybody think it's cool. Everybody think we're having a jolly good time because you can go to watch the BET Awards or I don't know, go play football on a Sunday or something. Everybody think we made it. Just because you got an iPhone that you made it. Or you didn't make anything. Or you're still a slave. It says, this is verse 29, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, right? He's listing a lot of things that our people fell from. And that's on our people, right? It said unrighteousness, fornication, wicked. That's all our music is about. Unrighteousness and fornication. Killing each other, walking each other down, trying to kill somebody, hating on each other, fighting each other. That's what all our people is about, honestly. That's what the so-called black community is. It's nothing. It's all about drama. They don't make shows about. I'm not gonna say they don't make shows, but the most popular shows aren't about positive things in our community. It's all about. It's either got drugs in it. If it doesn't have drugs in it, gotta have sex in it. If it doesn't have sex in it, it has to have some type of fighting or killing. And it has to be some type of drama of unrighteousness for it to be a good show that people love, and they get 5 stars. But if it was a show about uplifting one each other, teaching each other, nobody watching that. It gets pushed to the back burner, right? Nobody's making music like that, right? I'm gonna read on in verse 30. It says, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventor of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. And that's why our people are without understanding. When you go out into the highways, into the byways, and teach our people, you can see that our people have zero understanding. Their mind is so bad, and you can only really feel bad for them. So first you might get mad and be like, this guy, man, you might say something bad about him in your head, but then you gotta realize, like, our people are down bad. All the drugs our people on, getting drunk, the alcoholism, whatever it's called, drunkards, the bad philosophies, spirits they got on people. People run around with rocks and stuff, worshiping the moon. Our people minds are down bad. You have people, I can't tell you how many times down this harbor, people have come up to camp and say, I am God. I am the Most High. I created you and everything you see. And they walked off smoking a blunt or something. Some people are really bugged out. People say, oh, no, we not from here. We came from Mars. We came from another planet. We came from the ocean. I heard somebody say, we the 12 tribes of Atlantis. The mythical underwater sea that Aquaman is from. People believe that stuff. And they really do believe that stuff. Because, I'm going to read this again. It says, verse 31, without understanding, covenant breakers. That's a harsh, right? And the brother said sisters think they mermaids, getting the red hair and jumping in the ocean, and they realize they can't swim. But it says covenant breakers, and that's a harsh thing to say about somebody. I wouldn't want to be known as the covenant breaker, but we were. I did break in our past life, in this life, we've all sinned. We've all broken the covenant. You gotta think about that. The Lord called us covenant breakers. Covenant, a contract. You break a contract, people could sue you. You might get locked up. You get fined, things like that. Our contract had a worse penalty though, because our contract was with the Most High God. And people might not like the punishment and things like that, but you gotta realize who you're dealing with. Your contract is not with some dude around your way, around your block. Your contract is not with some person at McDonald's. Your contract is with the creator of heaven and earth. The being that can make everything stop at an instant. So, a being that you can't even understand. That's who your contract is with. That's why the reward is so great and the punishment is so heavy, because you're not just dealing with anybody. You're dealing with the Most High God. That Most High God, that title, that means the Most High. That means there's nothing above. That's what the Most High is, right? I'm gonna read on to verse 32. It says, "Who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them." And we hear that all the time. People be like, I don't care. They be like, I know I'm a sinner. I love it. People love to be in sin. Some people say, I know I'm going to hell. I don't care. That's how people are. People love to do the things that are unrighteous. And that's sad. It's not even really funny, because they make mockery out of it on shows. They got people doing things, people making music about it, and people love it. But it's really sad that our people do these things and they don't see anything wrong with it. It kind of gets you sometimes. Let me get another precept in the book of Job, chapter 21. It's the book of Job, chapter 21, and I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, "They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave." Because that's why people do. They get a little come up. They get a little they might get a little the little check from Donald Trump that's ready to come out. People gonna live their days in wealth. They're gonna do something stupid. They're gonna go buy a gun. People gonna get shot. People gonna go buy a chain, get shot over the chain. It was a brother, he hit the lottery and went and bought a $10,000 chain. He won $20K and went and spent $10K on a chain. Spent half the money on a chain, and then I think they robbed him for it. Our people don't think. You go win the lottery, you gotta come up. And his first thought wasn't to go pay bills, maybe get out of credit card debt he was in, maybe go set him up something to establish himself in life. But no, he was saying, I'm gonna go buy a chain. I think Kanye had a song like that. He said he had a way into heaven, but he had some money he could buy his way into heaven, but he spent it on a necklace. And that's what people do. He literally spent it on a necklace, right? This Job 21-13. It says, "They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the Most High, Depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways." And people really say that. They really don't care. You try to teach somebody, and they be like, I don't want to hear that. I don't care. I know everything. That's proud. How do you know everything? You don't even know what you want to eat for dinner tonight. You don't even remember what you wore yesterday, but you know everything. People really have that mindset that they can't be told anything. They're proud. Our people gotta humble down. When you really humble down and realize that how the Lord said in Sirach the 10th chapter, that we're just earth and ashes, and you get a better understanding. You realize what's going on. But when you're so proud, your mind is like clouded. And people have been there before. I've been there before. Everybody's been there before. When they proud, nobody can tell them anything. But then maybe you mature in a couple months, or even the next day, you're like, I was going up, I was tripping. People don't really see that when they proud. I'm gonna read this again. "Therefore they say unto Yahweh, Depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways." Why wouldn't you want to know the knowledge of the Most High? Why wouldn't you? What other knowledge is there? Nobody cares about how you can get one atom and smash it against another atom and get a molecular nuclear. Nobody cares about that. What are you going to do with that information? What are you going to do once you figure out that an ant can hold his breath for 45,000? Like, nobody cares about that. Want to know how to get the kingdom. Want to know how to get our people from stop killing each other. Get our people off of drugs. Get our people from hating each other. That's really what people, that's knowledge worth doing something with. Not how heavy the moon is. Nobody cares about that. Let's go back to Job. Actually, I'm gonna get the book of Isaiah. Yeah, the people, they stick their finger up and they start spouting all this nonsense as if it's going to help them do anything. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 9. It says that this is, I'm going to start at verse 8, because it says, now go write it before them in a table and note it in a book. And a lot of people are like, I'm not reading no book. I don't trust no, they say man wrote that book. Well, what book hasn't been written? How else do you get a book without it being written or typed? Some form of transcript, whatever you want to call it. It says, now go and write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. It's a rebellious people, and it's talking about us, because other nations get along. When one of their leaders say something, you might got some rebels in there, a couple of them, but they follow each other. They look at they ready to go to war for each other. That American pride, I seen a guy in the military. He jumped on a grenade for his comrades, and our people can't even hold the door for each other. I ain't holding that for nobody. Yeah, I'm a man. You slam the door and somebody grandmother face. I seen a video of Eve. She was slapping somebody's mother. She was slapping somebody else's mother, and then they came back and killed the woman. So it's a lot of spirits in our community, because we're so rebellious. We don't want to follow the laws of the Lord. The laws of the Lord tell us to love each other. If we follow that law, it's no crown. We got to think about that. That's what our covenant is. A covenant will literally have our murder rate down to zero. It'll be no murders. There'll be no crime, petty death, grand larceny, whatever all these crimes that happen. If we keep the commandments of God, come back to our people, and work hard to bring our people back to the fold, we wouldn't have these things. But now we got to see it every day until the Most High's appointed time. I'm gonna go on to verse 10. It says, which say to the seers, see not. Right? Seer is another word for a prophet. It's 1 Samuel 9:9. It says, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. That's what people really want to hear. They want to hear lies. Nobody likes tough love. Nobody likes to when people in the world, they go get advice, they want to hear somebody that's going to tell them what they want to hear. They're going to go talk to somebody that's going to tell them what they want to hear. They're not going to go talk to somebody that's going to tell them the truth. I saw an argument on Twitter. Somebody, they didn't like the advice they was getting. They got a whole argument, cursing each other out. But the advice was real. They should have took the advice. It says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease before us. And that's what it seems like. The slavery we went through, the captivity we went through, all the hell we go through, it seems like the Most High just said, forget them. Forget these people, because they are rebellious. And our people literally asked for that. They're like, I don't need one sister came up and she said she didn't deal with none of the Abrahamic religions, because she felt that men had power over the women. And she said, I ain't bowing to no man. Well, that's contrary to the scriptures. Right? We are the Most High, Exodus 15:3. He's a man of war. Yahweh Shai, our king, he's a man. So it is going to happen. But people want to be so rebellious. Everybody want to be the king. You can't have 12 kings over that rule over, you know what I mean, that have the same exact position of power. got 12 kings, and you got 45 kings over here, and then they're all conflicted. Nobody knows who to listen to, right? So let's go to, I'm going to read 11 again. It says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us, right? And that's what happened to us. Let's go to the book of Hosea. It's the book of Hosea. Chapter 10 and verse 12. It says, sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord till he come and rain righteousness upon you. So now it is high time to awake out of sleep. It's time to seek the Lord. Now it's time. Like, you see what's going on. You see a president, he naming himself the king. It's going to happen. A lot of people going to be in for a rude awakening. They're not going to know. They're like, where did all this come from? I didn't know this was happening, because you're so blinded, staring in your phone all day, trying to find what's the next party to go to, high off of drugs and drunk off of alcohol. You didn't even see what was going on. You got caught off guard. You got caught lacking. You got caught slipping. A lot of people are going to be caught slipping. But the people who truly love the Lord, they're going to seek the Lord now. They've been seeking the Lord. They've probably been seeking the Lord for years now. You got people that's been in the truth for 40 years, 50 years. They've been seeking the Lord, standing 10 toes down and not going after these other nations, right? Going after these other gods. It reads, ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, ye have eaten fruit of lies, because thou didst trust in thy way and the multitude of mighty men. And we trusted the ways of America. We saw their military power. You see these other men of what they call stature, and people who got a lot of money, celebrities. You follow after them, you trust after them, you follow them after carnal things, but you're not following after spiritual things. A lot of people make celebrities their role models, right? Every so-called black person they bring to the White House is a rapper. Well, at least the ones they promote. I'm not gonna say they don't bring other people there, but the ones they promote, only ones I've seen, they just had Kodak there. They might bring Boosie. They might bring Kanye up there. It's always a celebrity. Why isn't it a scientist or a doctor? You know, things like that. But that's just that's what our people trust in. They trust in things that don't that's not going to hold up into any value, right? Let's go back to the book of Isaiah. Chapter 59. And I'm gonna start at verse 12. I'm gonna just get to the point in 13. It says, in transgressing and lying against the Lord and departing away from our God, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood. And you got people that literally try to turn you against the Most High. You got people coming, oh, that book is fake. Don't believe that stuff. They're inciting riots. And people becoming atheists now. People say, I don't believe in nothing, I'm just spiritual. You only get that from the Bible. No, it wasn't no math book or history book that taught you about spirituality. Got all that stuff from the Bible, took what you wanted, and ran off and completely changed it into some other doctrine. It says, I'm going to read Isaiah 59:13 again. In transgressing and lying against the Lord and departing away from our God, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood, right? And that's what our people are into, falsehoods, lies. We're easily tricked. Easily tricked. You could say anything. You could put a caption of a picture of somebody, put something in bold red letters, and people believe it. They put a picture of, I don't know, put a picture of Michael Jackson, and it says, MJ is back, he's alive. And people believe it. They don't have no source or anything. All you gotta do is put it in big red, 27 size font. What's the font size? Calibri, whatever it's called, and put it in bold red letters, and people want to start listening to Michael Jackson music again. They're gonna try to find them. People gonna come out, and any random, and it's not gonna be a reliable source either. It could be some random person you never heard of, and people are just gonna believe it because our people are so easily tricked. That's what, and honestly, that's what a lot of science is. It's just a bunch of things you don't understand that you can't really combat. They say a bunch of words you never heard before, and you just sit there like, oh yeah, that sound right. That's how Satan works. It just says something that sounds right to you. All right, so let's go to the book of we had a couple more. Let's go to the book of Daniel. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 9. And I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, we have sinned and committed iniquity, and have done wickedly, and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Neither have we hearkened unto the servants, the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings and our princes and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. And you got people out there really risking their life in the cold, in the dangerous elements, in the dangerous neighborhoods, getting shot at, getting chased, getting robbed. You got people that are out there teaching the Most High, and some people just flat out don't care. They don't have 5 minutes to listen. And that's called dedication out there. That's how I came. That's kind of how I came into the truth. I saw brothers out there in freezing cold weather, and I said, what's wrong with these? That's how it was. I said, what's wrong with these people? Why are they out here in this cold trying to teach people and nobody's even trying to listen to them? And I saw that the spirit of the Most High was on them, and the dedication, what they were saying, it had to be some truth behind it. And when you start listening to it, and it's like Yahweh Shai calls you in. You start sitting at that table and you start understanding why people go so hard for the Most High and sincerity. I'm gonna go back to Daniel chapter 9. It says, verse 7, it says, O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as this day to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and to all Israel that are near, that are far off, throughout all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of the trespass they have trespassed against thee. O Lord, to us belong confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our God belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. And all the rebellion we have done, all the sins we committed that we can't even list anymore. There's not enough paper in the world to even write it all down. Not enough pens, pencils, markers, whatever. All the rebellion we did against the Most High, he still loves us. We're still his chosen people. He has never changed his chosen people. No matter what scriptures you try to twist, he's never changed his chosen people. That's true love right there. That's how the Most High is dealing with us, right? He never changes chosen people. Verse 11, yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him, right? So that's what we go through. We got to take, like I said earlier, we got to uphold our end of the contract. We got to uphold the covenant and take accountability for what we did. Of course, we have issues with the other nations. Of course, they're gonna have to get their judgment for what they did to us. But at the end of the day, when you buckle down, like, I gotta get myself right. You're just out here screaming at the other nations, and your spirit isn't right. Get your spirit right. Let me get one more. In the book of Hebrews, and I'm gonna start at verse. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 3, and I'm going to start at verse 12. I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, harden not your hearts, as in provocation, in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my works 40 years. Wherefore I was grieved with that generation, and said, they do always err in their hearts, and they have not known my ways. right? We always err. Our people have always going off and saying blasphemous things. Our people say the wildest things in the world that I don't even like repeating or hearing them. It says, verse 11, so I swear in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. Take heed, brethren. So like, take heed, brethren, lest there be any of you an evil heart of unbelief and departing from the living God. That is an evil heart. That is unbelief. That is not having faith when you depart from God. It says, but exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Right? So we're going to continue to exhort each other daily. Lord willing, that we exhort each other daily. Check on your brothers, check on your sisters, check on your family. Pray for Israel. Don't just pray for yourself. Pray for for Israel. Pray for the people that are that know this truth and sincerity. Pray for the people that are just coming into the truth. Pray for the people that's not in the truth. Continue to pray, exhort one another, because we have the Most High, but we all we got. We got to look out for each other. We got to be each other brother, be each other sister, and not just hate on each other. You can't beef and he not wearing the right fringes. Like, come on, like that's simple. Right? But like I said, continue to pray for each other, strengthen your brethren, put in work. Don't just let all your talent go to waste. If you're talented at something, magnify the Most High, your Father which is in heaven. With that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, you're edified. Lord willing, you receive the message and it helps you throughout your day. With that, Kwame Yashala.